And welcome to Lone Star Park at Grand Prairie. Alongside Rodney Nelson, I'm Jim Byers. Welcome to closing night of this fall meeting of champions for American quarter horses. It is likely going to be a wet night. We haven't had one of those, I don't think, since opening weekend, but nonetheless, great night of racing coming up, 12 races. Let's get right into our analysis. We've got the richest horse race in Texas coming up later, the Texas Classic Futurity, outstanding 3-year-olds in the Texas Classic Derby, some outstanding fillies in the very last race, which is also a stakes race. Rodney, let's get right into it, though. High five carryover of $20,049 heading into the first race. There's also a high five on the last race, and keep in mind, this is the mandatory payout day for any of the jackpot-style wagers that we have. So no carryovers, obviously, after tonight, but the 1st and 12th are high five races. Rodney, the first race, maiden claiming 2-year-olds, 440 yards.
Right, going to be a good one to start off the card with. Race number 1, like Jim was saying, we have that carryover in a super high five, a little over $20,000. If no one hits the jackpot in race 1, it's going to carry over to race number 12, the Paragon Oaks, and it's going to be a mandatory payout for that one. And it could be a very lucrative payout if you were able to hit that high five tonight. So here in race number 1, I've got number 8, Kiss Reason Goodbye, as my top selection here. To me, this looks like the horse to beat. I mean, last time out, this horse ran in a trial race out here. Was beaten, by 2.5 in that one, but ran against some tough horses. I mean, One Incredible Hawk was the winner of that one. Patron TLC ran second. But let's take a look at the 2 races before that. Both of them maiden races, a third and a second in those. So this horse is coming in for the tag for the first time. $20,000 for this horse tonight. Toby Keaton, Luis Vivanco team up. I think that's a lot of good reasons to like Kiss Reason Goodbye. Second choice, I'll take the number 4 horse. This one's at 3-1 right now in the early wagering. Keep Royal Secrets is going to be my second choice here. Now, this is another horse that came out of a trial race last time out. The 2 races before that, both coming at Ruidoso Downs. One of them a trial race, the other one a straight maiden race. Wasn't up there, didn't finish up there real close to the winners of those races. But the last 2 races, I mean, the horse was bumped after the break, was fractious behind the gate before that. So maybe this horse will figure it out and run it against some of those other ones at Ruidoso and in that trial race here. I think it's going to bode well for this horse moving down into the claiming ranks. And then my third choice, I'll go with the number 5 horse. That's VF El Gacho. A little bit of experience for this horse, probably the most experience in the field at 5 starts. Hasn't hit the board in any of them, but I'm looking for VF El Gacho to come in and cross that wire in the top 3 here tonight.
We're the same on the top 2. Kiss Good Reason By, seems to be just sitting on a win. The horses that he has run against in his last 2 particularly, you mentioned One Incredible Hawk. Horse before that that he faced at Retama, El Chocolatito, is 3 for 3 lifetime, and he was competitive against him. Not so much against One Incredible Hawk, but what can you expect? He's got some experience going close to 440. None of these have done a whole lot at 440 yards, but, he's gotten close to it. I think he's a standout here as much as you can be in this field. Keeping Royal Secrets, though, can definitely claim a contender's role as well. My third pick is the 3 Political Secret. First-time starting filly for Oscar Nunez. Political Secret did have a workout that does not appear in the program. We'll announce that, but it was at Silver Star Equine Center on the 24th of November, 2:20 and 13:02 breezing. On to the second. Maiden, Texas Breds, 3 and up, 300 yards. You've really mixed it up here. I thought this was a straight-up race between the 7 and the 11, but you're going with our old friend Topogeo.
That's right, Topogeo.
The cartoon mouse, or whatever.
I've got some small shots throughout the card tonight. I think this is one that could have a decent chance here at 8-1 with the morning line that Rick Lee's put on this horse. Topogeo. The last race was in a trial race out here for the Texas Classic Derby. Now, it was a tough trial race. Trump My Record was a winner of that one. Ratification second. So 2 of the top horses in the Southwest right now. But let's take a look at the couple races before that. Both of them out here at Lone Star Park. 2 starts back at this 300-yard distance that we're going to run tonight. Horse finished second in that one just by a length, and then had a solid second before that at the 400-yard distance, missing by a neck. I think Topogeo can run big here tonight, and at 8-1, I'm going to go ahead and take a shot with some little bit of odds tonight. Second choice, I went with the number 6 and Thunder Mighty Bug. This is a horse, 2 of the last 3 races have been pretty decent in the maiden ranks. Last time out, this horse ran third by a length. 3 starts back, this horse ran second by a length. That was at this 300-yard distance. The horse has run out here at Lone Star Park a couple of times with a third to show for it. I think that Thunder Mighty Bug might do all right here. And then I'll take the 7, TLC Cowboy, as my third choice. A very logical pick here. I would be surprised if this horse does not hit the board in this race. But there's a lot to like about him. I mean, last couple races, the horse has been up there real close. Last time just missed by half a length. That was on the 10th of October right out here at Lone Star. Horse has run this 300-yard distance one time before, has a third to show for it. And the record out here at Lone Star, 5 starts, no wins, but does have 3 seconds and a third. So 4 out of 5 in the money for TLC Cowboy. That's why I'm picking that horse in my top 3 here.
There's a lot to like about TLC Cowboy. Rick Lee has him on top. He hasn't faced Texas breds in 13 months. There's something to be said for that. He's been facing open company. That's significant at the maiden ranks. The only reason that I went with Action Milagro, the 11, over TLC Cowboy, because I do think they might be the top 2 in here, is Action Milagro looks speedier, and he gets to shorten up to 300 yards. 300's pretty short. It's by no means the shortest race we run, but I do think that the shorter distance will help Action Milagro. I don't like the post. I still, if I have to choose, I'm not going to voluntarily pick the 11 hole, but I'm going to go with Action Milagro. Hope he gets off to a good start. TLC Cowboy comes out of a nice race. I went and rewatched that race. Some races look better on paper than when you go back and watch them on rerun, and I think TLC Cowboy's October 10th race looks better on paper than it does in the flesh. Topogeo is actually a puppet, not a cartoon, but nonetheless was made famous on the Ed Sullivan Show. The horse Topogeo ran 2 really nice races before he was hopelessly overmatched against Trump My Record and Ratification. But, if he does flash back to those other 2 races earlier in the meet, he's certainly a contender. That's why I have him third. On to the third. Scratch the 3 Poolish Coronite, claiming Texas-bred non-winners of 2. In this one, going 300 yards.
Yeah, I'm on the 10, Voodoo Cartel. Just missed last time. Ran a solid third, missed by a neck, put in a good effort in that race. That was at the 10,000 non-winners at 2 levels, so dropping down to 5,000 here tonight. I think this horse can compete well. And if you take a look at how this horse is done on the off-track, 3 starts, does have a second and a third. I'm guessing, by the time I was walking in for this show right here, it was just starting to sprinkle or rain a little bit outside. The way I've been watching the weather for the last few days, I think by race number 3 that rain's going to be coming down. So I'm going to take the 10 Voodoo Cartel as my top choice. Second pick, I'll take the 6. That is the Runaway Cartel. A good second last time, missing by half a length. Put in a good effort in that one. That was at this $5,000 claiming level. I think this is where this horse needs to be. If you take a look back at the time where the Runaway Cartel broke her maiden, that came at this 300-yard distance, so something to be said for that, although it was last August, or August of 19, I guess August a year ago. And then for my third selection, I went with the horse that's on the outside, number 12, Stealth Flying. This horse has been up there pretty close as well, missed by 3/4 last time, a half before that. Now, those are both shorter races, but what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at that workout line down there. This horse put together a 660 workout on the 12th of November, put in a bullet 660 workout. So, I don't know, the horse was worked pretty quick at 660, so now he's going to try to run 300. I guess they're just going to get out there and sprint them as fast as they can. So, and if anyone could do it, Bobby Lee Dow could put that horse across that finish line first. So, I'll take that 12. I think this horse could be all right here.
I've got him as a third pick as well. At 660 work, you'd almost think that they were pointing him for a hook race or something longer. Maybe the race didn't fill and they decided to put him in here. Who knows? Does have really good gate speed, though. I'm with Voodoo Cartel as well. Really strong try last time. Inside, draws the 10 hole today. I was a little put off by the 1 for 21 record, but he's only been with his current trainer, Jose Gomez, this year, and if you just look at his 2020 races, they're really good. Gomez has obviously found the key to this horse, and plus he broke his maiden, and they've put him reasonably into non-winners of 2 company. My second pick is going to be the 2. I'm a Macho Man. I think he's going to be really tough at this 300-yard distance. Comes out of a race that features Feodale, who has had a good fall. And obviously, Angel Sanchez had a really good meet as well. So I'm a Macho Man is going to be tough as well, I think. On to the 4th. There was that early scratch, as you'll note in your program, of the 1 I Wanna Kiss. Just 110 yards here, starter optional claimer.
Yeah, so if you want to win this 110-yard race, you got to get out of that gate quick. I think that Ajax has the best chance to get out of that gate quick. I mean, if you look, this horse can fire out like a bullet. Ajax has put together 3 wins in a row. 2 of them at 250 yards, so, I mean, he's going to have to run shorter, but we know this horse can sprint very fast. Alonzo Neary, the trainer, I mean, he can put his horses in the winner's circle, no doubt about it. Drawing one of the top jocks in the colony on Ajax, I think this is a good horse to look at right here in race number 4. Second choice, I'm taking a shot here with the number 5 and Gianni Provakis. This is a 20-1 morning line horse, but this horse has been up there too. I mean, this horse can shoot out of the gate quickly as well. And here in this 110-yard race, it's all about the start. The way this horse has got out in those pretty much the last 6 races has been out pretty quick. I think that Gianni Provakis, this might be one to watch. I mean, if you're looking for a long shot tonight, this could be one to play right here. And then I'll take the 12 as my third selection, coming out from the far outside. I mean, this horse is coming out of 3 allowance races into this starter optional claiming, which is pretty good. The horse has a couple of wins in 2020 so far out of 5 starts. Has never won out here at Lone Star, but does have a second and a third to show for it. That most recent race was at this 110-yard distance, so some experience there. I don't know how much experience helps at this 110 yards, but we'll see if Find My Place can't get up there in the top 3.
The experience I want to see is just looking at that start call for recent races and the first point of call. I don't know if you can really.
That's about it, right?
That's about it. You know, I think the early speed and the good gate behavior is the key for me. You know, last time I said, I don't think I ever remember a 12-hole winning or an outside horse winning in these really, really short races. Well, in that very night, the 12-hole won. But that being stated, I know you got fewer horses to bump into, but I'd still rather be more toward the middle. That's one reason I favor Ajax over Find My Place, who's my second pick. Ajax, by the way, had a workout at Silver Star Equine Center in Oklahoma November 23rd. Doesn't appear in the program. 220 on a fast track and 12.89 breezing. You know, this horse has won 3 in a row, loves this racetrack. I really like this horse as much as you can at 110 yards. I agree on Gianni Provakis. I've got him third. He's a very quick breaker. Loves the regular, more conventional short races. We'll see how he likes the 110. Also, Una Mastoli, my fourth pick, is another one that seems to get out of there really well. Fifth race. This is a really good race. We've got some legitimate stakes types in here. Good allowance going $550.
Viva La Dawn, that's the horse that I'm going to take here in race number 5. That's the number 11. I mean, last time out, this horse was running the $200,000 Grade 1 Refrigerator Stakes. Was bumped in that race and finished 7th of 12 that day. But before that, put together a couple wins. One of the reasons I like this horse a lot is this horse had some success at this 550-yard distance. I think now, compared to the 110-yard, where I don't know if experience really pays off, I think at 550, experience helps out a lot. So Viva La Dawn, 3 starts at this distance, has 2 wins. Both of those wins coming in stakes races this year. Both of them at Retama Park. So this horse is going to stretch out from that 440 race that he did last time to 550. And we'll see if Viva La Dawn can't get it done here in race 5. Second choice, I'll go with the number 7, Jack's Louisiana Game. This is a horse that ran in those 550 races as well with Viva La Dawn, finished behind Viva La Dawn in both of them. One time finished second, time before that finished in third, so the horse can get up there in those stakes races at this distance. I mean, has run this distance 7 times and has hit the board in, 6 out of 7 of those races at 550. Something to be said for that. Jack's Louisiana Game, 8-1 morning line of this horse. Could make you some money here in race number 5. My third pick, I'll go with the number 4 at What Huh? That is a 20-1 morning line horse. Now, this horse has put together back-to-back wins. Now, both those wins came with this 870-yard distance. So he's not going to have to go around that turn this time. He's just going to sprint straight. Has run 550 3 times before. Does have a win and a second at this distance. So we're going to see if What Hunt, going back to that straight, running straight down the racetrack, is going to help out this horse. 2 in a row. Although they're both at the hook, let's see how this horse can do at this long straightaway that we have out here. So that's number 4, What Huh?
You know, I think there's a lot of contention here underneath Viva La Dawn, who to me is as big a stick out, except maybe for Instigator in the futurity all night long. And we'll see if he can execute it. But, I'm all over Viva La Dawn as well. Midday News is intriguing for me. The second pick, never been 550, but has earned over $200,000. Also comes out of the refrigerator. He was a much longer shot than Viva La Dawn in the refrigerator, so fans didn't think he had that much of a chance, but he did run a better race, although Viva La Dawn was eliminated at the start. I mean, he was bumped hard and bothered and wound up at the back end of the field, from which you don't often recover in a race like that. Midday News, on the other hand, had a pretty good go of it, was only beaten a length and a half by Valiant, Tiberius, and Dexter. How he takes the 550, we'll see, but he's a really, really nice racehorse. My third pick is the 7 Jack's Louisiana Game. Good experience at 550, has run in those stakes you mentioned. The intriguing one, and I used a turn-back horse as well, Amsterdam's Big Daddy, who I think I picked last time, and he stopped on an absolute dime in the last 50 yards or so to run third, but this race is a lot shorter than that, so he's not going to have to deal with that extra 320 yards that he had to deal with last time. But the one I'm intrigued with is Marcus Medallion, the 2-horse, shipped here specifically, apparently, for this race from Zia Park, which is not running until the end of the month. First time at 550, but, a couple races ago was in the Grade 1 Albuquerque Fall Championship, has run well against New Mexico breds. So when I talk about a horse that's not in my picks, they usually win. So that's a tout then for Marcus Medallion. On to Arabians in race number 6. Claimers, $7,500 the tag. There's only 3 non-maidens in this race. There's 3 horses that are somewhat accomplished, particularly 2 of them, and the rest are a bunch of maidens.
Yeah, that's one of them I'm taking. That's the number 4 in TTT, Brother Wiz. I mean, out of 8 lifetime starts, this horse has put together 4 wins. Those 4 wins all came at Arapahoe. So, I mean, this horse was the king of Arapahoe in 2019,
Sure.
It seems like, winning a bunch of races out there. Has only had 1 start in 2020. That came right out here on the 27th of September. Finished 6 of 10 that day. Was well beaten, but it was the first time for this horse to be back on the track. Has run out here. That was right out here at Lone Star Park. So we'll see if getting back on that track, having that comeback race, and then having the second start after the layoff, which is what I like to see, will treat TTT Brother Wiz all right. My second selection, I'm going to go with the number 3 in Uptown Flying Finn. This horse has been off since February. Has run 3 times in 2020. Finished second in all 3 of those starts. That's why I'm picking this horse second. I'm looking for that trend to continue. Horse does have a win at the 6 furlong distance. Only a couple thirds for the 4 starts out here at Lone Star. I'd like to see some better finishes on our track out here. But I do have the horse in third, and then I'll take the 6 in second. I'll take the 6 as my third selection. That's Fleet de Sand. This horse has run a ton of times in 2020, 6 of them as a matter of fact. Has 3 thirds to show for the 6 starts in 2020. Does have a win over our track. You got to look back for that one quite a bit. It has a win at this distance as well. So I'd rather take horses that have wins over maidens in this race. It's just the way I see it. That's the 6, Fleet de Sand, is my third pick.
Yeah. I'm the same pick in the same order. The only thing I will add, the reason I like TTT Brother Wiz, I think he's got a little bit better speed, a little more consistent early speed than Uptown Flying Flynn. And in these races, unless you're talking about a Patty's Day or somebody like that, who, by the way, just barely beat TTT Brother Wiz here a year ago last month. But unless you're talking about that, I want to be up on the engine or up right near the front end with these Arabians. And TTT Brother Wiz is reliable for that. You mentioned second race off the layoff. I like that. Plus, he hooked a couple of really good horses in his last race. RB Game Changers, 8 for 26 lifetime. Dream Pearl, the runner-up, has won 5 of 21 lifetime. So, I'm sorry, Big Ben AA, the third place finisher, has won 5 times lifetime. Dream Pearl, the runner-up's won 16 races. So, I mean, he was in a really salty field and checked out of it, but I don't think he'll check out of it tonight. Now, we got video here in race 7. These are maiden Texas breds. We want to watch Flash Riley, who is our top pick. He's number 7. This is a Texas Classic Futurity Trial. No trouble here. Just watch how well he runs here. The winner of this race is 3-5. Flash Riley's in the orange silks, gets away real well. Now the winner of this race is Famous and Easy. Didn't qualify, but runs a really nice race, the winner does. And look how Flash Riley rallies here in the orange to get at that horse in the white silks. Only got to within about 3 parts of a length of him at the finish, but good race in a trial, Texas Classic Futurity. Ran a really nice race and ran a slightly tick better, faster than Just Lightning Legs, who's my second pick, and they ran one race apart on that day. I was really impressed with Flash Riley's effort, and now he gets to go a little shorter, doesn't face horses like Famous and Easy, so that's who I like 1-2. Oh, I see you're going with Just Lightning Legs. We'll hear about your selection in a moment. She's a Ms. Perry, my third pick, 10-1 on the line. Heath Taylor trains. You got to like that. And the dam of She's a Ms. Perry, She's a First Ratify, also produced Ratification, who is one of the top 3-year-old fillies in the country.
Yeah, we just got our top 2 choices switched here. I took Just Lightning Legs on top. I liked it, the fact that this horse has been up there, real close in those last couple races. I mean, just like Flash Riley, I thought that this was kind of a toss-up, but I'm going with Luis Vivanco in the saddle. He's the leading jockey in their colony right now. There's always something to be said if you're winning races and you're able to go to the top. I'm going to think that you got a little bit better shot if that's all I got to go on as the jockey. Nothing bad against Jerry Lee Locum, of course.
Sure.
I mean, the dude can win some races, no doubt about it. But I don't know. I think I like the 3 a little bit better than the 4 Flash Riley. And then for my third pick, I went with the horse on the outside. That's the 10 and Packing My Bags. I mean, the last 2 races for this horse have both been pretty good. Second in both of them, although the horse had some trouble. He drifted out last time, ended up being DQ'd in that one. But, before that disqualification, he was right up there toward the front. So I do like that for Packing My Bags. And I think that the horse could run big here in race number 7.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly ran a nice race last time, just drifted out late and caused bumping and was disqualified. As far as Just Lightning Legs, this horse this is his 3rd trainer, and I don't know why that is. I mean, there's probably reasons for that. In 5 races now, Michael Joyner had him in Ruidoso, Adrian Wheatrone for the start here, earlier this meet, and now Santiago Riojas. It might be apropos of nothing, but I just figured I'd point that out. Now, 8th race, the 870 Battle of the Breeds. There's a couple of thoroughbreds in here. In the 3 trials for this, quarter horses won all of them, and the 3 winners set the 3 fastest times and never trailed for even a millisecond of any of those races. Cat Daddy was one of those winners. Aces Over 5 and Gone to Be Princess. So you're going with Aces Over 5. I'm going with Cat Daddy only because of the post. I could see this one going a lot of different ways, though.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of contention in this race right here, a field of 8. I think most of them have a chance to win. I went with Aces Over 5, the number 6 horse. This was seemed to be a pretty good claim out of that race last time. I mean, claim the horse that won the trial gets to come out here and one of the top choices for the stakes race here. So Aces Over 5. I mean, he won that trial last time by 2 lengths. I love that, especially over some of the other horses that were in there. There was a pretty quick trial. Wasn't the fastest trial. The horse that set the fastest trial, that was Gone to Be Princess, the 8, my second selection here. So there's something to be said for a horse that sets the mark for the trial races. I think Gone to Be Princess can run big. I just don't like the 8 hole. I think coming around that turn, I mean, you got to either get out there quick and try to hug that rail. I would imagine these 870-yard races, or if you get stuck out there wide, I mean, you're going to be wide around that whole turn, it seems like. And then for my third choice, I went with the 3 and Jack Kettle. This is the horse that ran right behind Aces Over 5 last time. Was beaten by 2 lengths. But I think this horse has some speed, can get out there. I like the 3 hole for this one. I wanted to put Cat Daddy in my top selections. Just couldn't do it. I went back and watched those races. I just liked how Jack Kettle performed in that second place. I mean, the top 3 horses in that race basically had a whole bunch of distance on the 4th place horse. I think Jack Kettle looks to be one that can fit the part. I mean, a horse has 10 wins at this distance, so I really like that. Here in this 870 Battle of the Breeds race, I got it 6, 8, and 3.
You know, we talked about this last time. I've always liked Jack Kettle, but I picked him 2 races ago, and he absolutely flopped, and he's still on my list of horses I will not pick. But
so we got an announcer's list, kind of like the starters list,
the starters list, exactly. I went with Cat Daddy. It's not my most enthusiastic pick, but I actually like the way he was somewhat under wraps in his trial. Brad Bolin claimed this horse and keeps the rider, Corderelton Ben. Don't know if he's distantly related to Jamie Benn of the Dallas Stars or not, but he keeps Ben on the horse. I think that's a good sign. Draws a good post. Aces over 5 ran a tremendous trial. I went with Beta Capo Song, the thoroughbred third, only because he picked it up late, just in case the quarter horses get gassed. The thoroughbreds, the 5 and the 7, will come running late, but I don't think they're going to be able to catch these. And then Gone to Be Princess, she won from the outside in her trial. A repeat of that wins, but it's hard to do that twice in a row. On to the 9th. You talk about a wide-open race. Texas Classic Juvenile, we got 2 quick videos here. Let's watch the same race twice. We've never done this. First time, let's watch the one, He's Innocent, who is the Firecracker winner from Delta Downs this summer. He's Innocent is going to almost hit the temporary rail here. Watch how poorly this one horse gets out. Let's go ahead and roll this, and he'll just lean, break inward, swerves in. Now he's well back, and he's going to rally up here. And he's going to wind up being beaten 3 parts of a length in a trial for the Texas Classic Futurity. He's in the red on the inside. He's Innocent. Winds up running a little bit evenly after that horrendous start. Now, that being said, I'm only picking him second. Graceland has been perfect. She likes the inside. I'm taking her over He's Innocent and OJD Chavella J. Let's go back to that same trial now from November 8th, and this time watch the 8 favored agree. You could not ask for a rougher first 50 yards, and this horse gets in. Bump from the right, bump from the left. Now he's going to continue to get squeezed, completely shuffled right there. Now he finally gets a little bit of clear sailing. And watch that horse 3 from the outside in the pink silks and the white blinkers come roaring up late. So I think Favored Agree might be heard from. I used him 4th, and this race is a real toss-up.
Yeah, well, we both ended up on Graceland. This is one of my favorite horses out here for the meet. Won the Dash for Cash Juvenile. Won his trial race for the Texas Classic. Wasn't one of the top 10, but gets to run here in the Juvenile here. I think there's a lot to like about Graceland. I went back on the internet and watched some of this horse's races from all over the place. This is just one that sticks with me from seeing this horse this year. I think this horse has a good shot. One of my favorite fillies that we've seen out here on the racetrack this year. That's number 1, Graceland. He's Innocent, second choice. This is a logical selection, too. 2 starts back, this horse won the Firecracker Futurity at Delta Downs. Something to be said for that. Came out here, ran a solid 3rd in his trial race out here. Just missed by 3/4 of a length. I think that He's Innocent can run big. And then I got the 6 and Jess Adamant as my 3rd pick here. This horse caught a tough trial for the Texas Classic. Ran 3rd in that one, but ran behind Instigator, Sir Prince Knockout, who both qualified for the Futurity here tonight. I think there's a lot to be said for this horse. If you take a look back, this horse has a fairly decent record this year. Has a win, a 2nd, and 2/3 from 7 starts. Francisco Calderon can always put his horses in a good spot. I think Jess Adamant, the 6th, deserves a look here in race number 9.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I remember considering using him in the picks. I didn't use him because I didn't like him. It was just it just didn't somehow work out. But the thing about Jess Adamant, Instigator and Sir Prince Knockout were just beyond belief in their trial. And this horse didn't really gain on them too much, but he passed everybody else in the field and went from 8th up to 3rd. And that's pretty impressive. And that was if those 2 horses run big in the final, of course, this race will already be over, but then you'll know that was a really key trial. On to the 10th. $393,000 Texas Classic Derby, Grade 1. Really nice field in here. And this is another one that could go a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, I think I had the most trouble picking horses out of this race than any of the other ones tonight. I settled with the number 5 and KJ Mucho Macho Man. This horse was a winner in his trial race for this one. Horse qualified and ran in both the Rainbow Derby and the All-American Derby this year. Something definitely something to be said for that. I mean, that's two of the top races in the U.S. here. I think that KJ Macho Man can have a big run tonight. I mean, that trial race, the horse put together a solid one. I mean, had a good finish in that one. Beat one of the other horses that qualified for this one, in a Valiant Zoomer, the 6. I don't know. I think there's a lot to like about the 5, and I'm going to go ahead and put my money on this one. I mean, 6-1 morning line. I think you can get some good value out of this horse. Second selection, one with some double-digit morning line odds. That is your number 7, and Perry's Double Down. This horse ran behind Kiss My Astica, the top time setter, I guess I want to say, the fastest qualifier for the Texas Classic Derby. I think that Perry's Double Down in that one right there. The horse broke through the gate before the race, still was able to get back in there and run a solid second behind that top qualifier, just by 3/4 of a length. Won an allowance race before that at the 400-yard distance. That was right out here at Lone Star Park. So those last 2 races, both of them coming out here at Lone Star, a win and a second in those. I think Perry's Double Down could put together a good run tonight. And then another shot for my third selection, that is the number 9 at Jess You Are Blue. This horse has been up there close in the last couple races. I mean, won an allowance race out here on the 26th of September. Came back and ran in the trial for this race. Ran third in that one just by half a length, but behind a couple other ones that are here in this race. I mean, the horse was in a Derby at Delta earlier this year. Ran in the Mardi Gras Derby at Louisiana Downs. Won that one. I mean, Jess You Are Blue has been winning some races. I mean, almost won $100,000 so far in 2020. I'm going to go ahead and put a check mark by this one. That is the number 9, and Jess You Are Blue at a little bit of a price here in the Derby.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the betting goes in here. I think Jess You Are Blue, I think the biggest, when you go back and look at these races again after you've handicapped them and put them to bed, and I firmly believe your first thought's usually your best one, this is the one horse where I just don't understand how he's not in my top 4 or maybe top 3. If you just go off those E-speed figures, and I've always felt that Louisiana, while they have very good racing there, their E-speed figures seem a little inflated to me. But, I mean, if his E-speed figures are truly legit, I mean, he's 1, 2, or 3, sorry here. We set a timer to keep ourselves on schedule, and I forgot to shut it off. He's 1, 2, or 3 to win the race, but I didn't use him. I like Just Smokin' Hot on the outside. Strong resume, strong trial, like KJ Macho Man. Made both the Rainbow and All-American Derbies. Ran decently in those 2 races. I mean, those are 2 of the toughest 3-year-old races, if not the 2 toughest in the year prior to this one. So I like him from the outside over KJ Macho Man, who loves this track. Has a great resume. I took Wow What a Dynasty third. 2 big races over the track. Gets tested for class today. 2 for 2 with Angel Sanchez. He's another one who's been in other barns prior. Watch for Wow What a Dynasty. Neither of us used Kiss My Astica. Her trial was flawless. It's just a matter of that was by far her best race. Can she repeat? Okay, just enough time now for the Futurity and the Paragon Oaks. Grade 1, $1 million plus. Texas Classic Futurity is the 11th.
Yeah, this is the premier event of the meet right here. Number 4, Instigator. I mean, that's got to be my top choice. I think a lot of people are going to be betting this horse. I mean, very solid horse. I mean, won his trial to get into this race. Impressively won his trial. Ran second in the All-American Futurity this year just by a neck. I mean, for those of y'all that watched the All-American Futurity, I think if some bumping would have gone a different way, Instigator could have taken that race over Whistle Stop Cafe. Heritage placed through Futurity this year, ran third in that one behind Shotgun, who's a solid horse. I mean, this horse has a very impressive resume, almost won $580,000 so far. I think Instigator is the horse to beat here in race 11. Second pick, I'm going with the number 9, Dulce Sintaka. The only blemish on this horse's record was in the All-American Juvenile, ran second in that one by neck. Would be perfect other than that. I think there's a lot to be said for that. I mean, this horse has some speed, can get out there, has shown that this horse can run the 400-yard distance, a perfect 2 for 2 at this distance, 1 for 1 out here at Lone Star Park. I think the number 9, Dulce Sintaka, is definitely one to watch here. And then for my third pick, I went with the number 3 in Big Eagle Gone. You only see 1 race listed for this horse. That was a trial to get into this Futurity right here. Won his trial race by length and 3/4. That's a pretty big margin of victory if you ask me. I'm guessing this horse was out there so far in front. might even kind of shut it down a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're out there that front, I think the horse is looking around, seeing he doesn't have any competition, probably kind of takes it easy a little bit. At least that's what I would be doing in a race. But Big Eagle Gone, I think this is one that you should watch here. A couple other ones, I mean, you could pick any of them on this page. I mean, these horses are all good enough to run in this futurity. This is going to be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Instigator, overwhelming star of the race. Dulce Sintacha has faced 44 horses in his career. He's beaten 43 of them. He only finished second one time, a neck back of a really good one, and I Work For You. He's won all of his other races. So if they lead 44 horses over to face you and you beat 43 of them, that's pretty good. Now he gets a little bit of a class test here as well. Big Eagle Gone, I mean, who knows? He could be in next year's refrigerator for all we know. And Sir Prince Knockout, I mean, he ran a heck of a race behind Instigator, chasing him all the way. Now on to the 12th, scratch the 4, Girl with a Plan, the Paragon Oaks. Nice stakes race for fillies to wrap it up.
Right, number 7, Max Lady M is going to be my top choice here. This is a horse that we've seen out here at Lone Star 3 times so far this year. Has run this 400-yard distance in 2 of those 3. Won one of them 2 back, ran second by neck in that most recent one. This horse beat, if you look at that horse, the race that this horse won 2 starts back, beat Dancer and your fastest qualifier for the Texas Classic Futurity and Kiss My Astica in that race. So the horse can beat some big ones. If you look in that most recent race, I mean, the horse ran second in that one. Beat the winner of the $100,000 Neville Stakes and SS Classy Jess in that one, who ran third. I think there's a lot to like about Max Lady M. I think this is they're going to be our final winner of the season here. That's the number 7. Second selection, I went with the horse that's on the outside. That is your number 12 and Southard Queen. I mean, this horse has won 2 stakes races this year, both of them up at Prairie Meadows, both of them at this 400-yard distance. Has a solid record at this distance, won 3 of 5, a couple thirds to go with it. So 5 of 5, this horse has finished in the money at 400 yards. I think you got to take a look at that 12. And then my third selection, I'm going to go with the number 2 in Saratoga Return. This is a horse that was in a small stakes race at Will Rogers last time out, missed by half a length. Won a race before that by a head. I mean, this horse has been up there toward the front. If hasn't won the race, has been up there within like a head or a neck of the winner, it seems like every time.
Yep.
That is Saratoga Return. I think this horse can get up there and compete.
Yeah, I agree. If that racing at Will Rogers is as strong as it might be, and she did finish in front of Charlie's Fury, who's a really nice older male horse. I went with Max Lady M2. Taking the blinkers off today off a really strong performance. Maybe they felt she could have gotten even closer to the win last time if she could have seen Cat Daddy's little girl, who's a really, really nice filly, by the way, that beat her. I think she's another one that's had a wonderful season. I like her as well. Saratoga Return, the way I watched those last 2 races, she was a little closer to the front than it shows in the PPs. She was kind of forwardly placed evenly more than rallying in my eyes, but nonetheless. Apolitical Snow is my third pick. You know, this filly made the All-American Oaks back in September, then chased Kiss My Astica. She's faced some really good ones. Southern Queen is my fourth pick. She really spun her wheels, didn't get off to a very good start. Not enough to make the trouble short comment, but really compromised herself last time out. She should run better tonight. All right, Martha Clausen, quarter horse expert and racing analyst will be here with some previews and interviews. You'll see Rodney in the paddock. Stay dry, socially distance, and enjoy Texas Classic Night.